very much. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I love my next guest, man. I'm as old as I am. I'm always on Twitter, man. Show me some love, man. Minyaba, for my age, I have 259,000 followers, man. Yeah, Minyaba. And so, but this guy on Twitter, cartoonist, he does what I think amazing cartoons. There's depth to his thinking, and what he puts out there is always breathing. If you allow me to say. Okay, now it's my pleasure to introduce my young son. I think his cartoons come under the title Abonsam Cartoons, but his name is Bright Ackwerh. There we go. Bright is in the house. Yeah. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Abonsam Cartoons. We'll be right back.
Stay cognizant for a recrudescence of gratuitous conviviality and merriment.
The KSM Show.
Hey, Bright. Thank you so much for showing up. You're such a young guy, yo. Someone when I don't know, I just imagined you a much older person.
Maybe older person in a young frame.
Well, you look like a young frame in an even younger frame. But,
all the better. All the better.
But that's great, man. What did you say cartoons?
This was something I played with as a young boy in SHS, even before then. But at a point, I would put it aside, go and search for other things, and then come back to it. So it's been a while. It's been a while
you've been playing, yeah? About how long?
Actively now for the past 2 years.
Wow.
So
well, it's just been 2 years. Then your progress has been great, man. Because you do some very good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's been the long amount of time I've spent actually preparing to do something like this, even though I didn't know I was going to end up doing this. So I think I took a lot of time to prepare for it.
To prepare?
Yes.
Yeah? Yes. So you do a lot. Is that what you do now? Or are you doing other things? What's your main thing?
Right now, it's all I do.
It's all you do?
Yes.
Fantastic. I know you did one that even caught the attention, I think, of the Chinese ambassador or the Chinese embassy, and they were not too thrilled. Let's take a look at that one. Yeah, okay. You're looking at that cartoon on your screen right now. And give me the history. And why were they not thrilled about this?
Well, there was a time when the biggest conversation around was illegal small-scale mining or galamsey. And as an artist, I thought I could contribute my voice to the conversation that was going on. And so I just drew a little cartoon, something small, and I put it out there. I share a lot of my work using my social media accounts. And it was on a Friday, I think. On Saturday, a friend of mine sent me a message and said, hey, someone has given you a shout out. And he sent me a link to an article that was from the Chinese embassy, a letter to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, expressing displeasure about some things, and then a cartoon. Yeah. They didn't say my name, so I said, okay, it's not me. So yeah, that was what happened with that one.
Yeah. But how did it feel though? Did you get a sense of how powerful art can be? Because you put a cartoon, and here's at the embassy level, they are sort of shaking.
Art for me has always been a weapon. That's what I've come to learn. And so if I have the gifts to create art, it also means I'm holding a very, very powerful tool. And so I decide what I want to use it for. Yeah. Yes, and these are some of the things that I decide to do with my art. And that is why I call it Abonsam Cartoons. Because like the famous Abonsam we know, there was some issue with power sharing or questioning a higher authority and all that. So it's what my art does a lot of times, asking questions about power sharing and representation and just looking for answers, because there's a lot of things going on and we almost seem to not know anything about it.
Yes. And you just throw it out there in the cartoon and it speaks volumes.
And let the cartoon initiate the conversations around all these things.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thanks a lot, man. Are you a political person or a social person? How do you describe yourself? Are you
I think everybody is a political person.
Okay.
You are either aware of it or you are not.
Okay.
And I think it's better you are aware, so you know what you are doing and what is being done to you. So I'll say I'm a political person. I'm a social person. And everything person.
Apart from the one that I saw, the embassy one, stirring up, have you had any other cartoons that has jolted?
Somewhere last 2 years, was it last year? During a certain heated debate between a certain Kennedy Japan and a certain Efia Schwarzenegger, I made a painting which was around Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And I depicted these two characters who were having a serious war in an embrace with lipstick marks and ice cream and flowers. And I think that was the work that got people to notice me.
Okay.
I'd been doing this thing for a while, that was what sort of broke out.
Drew the attention.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And there were comments that came, but I wasn't really bothered.
There's one too that I retweeted. I don't know, somebody's birthday. Was it the Queen's birthday or Mugabe's birthday?
Yeah. That's one of my recurring themes.
Okay.
President Robert Mugabe and Queen Elizabeth II of England. I think these two are very, very interesting characters. They do the same thing, and yet one is glorified for it and the other one is demonized. Yeah. So any chance that I get, I try to pitch them against each other or imagine what their reactions would be to things that are going on. For instance, they are both in the 90s. And there is always pressure on one of them. Hey, when are you going to step down? And the other is like, reign forever. Yeah. You know, why is it good for someone but it's not good for the other? Yeah. And so I have a lot of pieces about those two. Yeah. And I think there are even a few more coming. So.
You're deep, eh? Do you know that?
I've heard that a couple of times.
You heard that a couple of times. Yeah. You're deep. And for me, it's so refreshing, you know, because it gets to a point where you get a little bit worn out with shallow stuff, you know, mediocrity, things that had, you know, I'm sorry, but no substance, you know. But when I see your art, I'm like, wow, that's a thinker.
Thank you.
That's a thinker.
Thank you.
What's your background? Tell me a little about your education and...
I was in the Accra Academy. I left in 2006. Okay. And I went to KNUST. Okay. I was there for a long time. That was 4 years for undergraduate studies. 1 year for national service as a teaching assistant, and 2 years for my postgraduate studies, and some 1 year through ANSI, which was very, very important because that was the time when I found myself.
Really?
Yes.
During the era of through ANSI?
Through ANSI, yes.
What ignited you finding yourself in that era?
I guess I was bored. I wasn't living a very full life as a student because my attention all the while had been on making good grades, and so my life was very, very imbalanced. And at the very, very critical moment, I think I had a sort of a breakdown. I was living alone in Kumasi in my small apartment somewhere, and I just felt like I wanted to quit. This is something I've not told anyone before, but I wanted to quit because...
Quit school?
Quit, yes. The course was... I guess I sort of lost focus. Okay. Or I wasn't as excited as I was.
You didn't find it fulfilling anymore?
Yes, it wasn't fulfilling. I didn't think I was doing what I really wanted to do. And so my work, it began to show in my work. And that was when I sort of landed on satire, illustrations. And when I moved back to Accra, when I left Kumasi and I moved back to Accra, I took it up, and I'm on your show today because of
because you're doing great, man. You're doing awesome. You're doing awesome. Wow. Down the line, what do you see? Anything?
Right now, I'm still building my body of work.
Okay.
I've had the opportunity to exhibit some of it already, and so I'm looking to have even more work and also more opportunities to exhibit my work in curated shows. I'm looking to get some of my work published, and from there I'll make the next decision.
You make the next decision.
Yes. I like to live the days
Yeah, one step after the
One
other.
step at a
Yeah.
time.
Are you making any money? Is this,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm making some money. It's not really the focus for my practice.
Yeah.
But doing the practice well has all these benefits attached.
Fantastic.
And so I choose to focus on creating the work
Creating,
and letting
on the
things
craft.
flow in, rather than think of, because doing that tends to compromise the craft, and I don't want to do that.
I see. Amen. And who are your parents?
My father is King David Ackwerh. That's how he will introduce himself to you, King David Ackwerh. And my mother is Mary Bueno Kinsenaya. They are both from Adan, and they are currently living in South Odoko. I'm living with them right now in South Odoko.
Okay.
And my family members, a lot of them, cousins, external
Cousins,
family,
yeah.
we all live together. It's a very closely knit family. So
You live at Odoko?
yes, South Odoko.
Okay. Bright Ackwerh.
Ackwerh.
Ackwerh?
Yes.
Okay.
If you mispronounce the next time, I might have to draw you.
I may mispronounce it, well, it depends on how you draw me. Oh, fantastic. Are you dating? How's love life, romantic life?
I have submitted a few proposals to people, so I guess I'm being considered.
Oh, you're being
Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll get a call up for.
So you're not actively yet, but proposals are in?
Yeah, I'm preparing my CV and.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
Okay. I'd like to know.
Oh, when something comes up, you know.
Really? Yeah, I'd like to know, because it takes a special person to hang out with crazy people, you know. You know you're crazy, though.
In a good way. In a good way. I have friends who are very much like me, who think like myself, and so. But for that intimate, special person, I guess we are still working on it.
Okay.
I'm getting to know people. There's some.
We are talking. Are you talking?
Yeah, we are talking. We are negotiating. We are negotiating.
That's how you guys put it. I'm talking to somebody.
Yeah, we are talking to
So
someone.
there's at least there's talking going on.
Yeah, there's talking going on.
Fantastic. I like to be the first to know when the talking is
Yeah,
complete.
sure. I'm sure you see some cartoons all over.
I'm
the place.
One more time, man. Abonsam cartoons, you have done well, man. Very, very, very impressed with your work, and keep it up.
Thank you.
Okay, man. Stick around, man. There's more to come. We'll be right back.
Like a famous robot once said, I'll be back. Stay tuned for more KSM.
The KSM Show